crews were dispatched for reports of a structure fire at 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. On arrival, crews found a pallet yard with heavy smoke and flames coming from a large stack. At that point, command immediately balanced this assignment to a first alarm, and we are currently at a third alarm right now.
For people who are trying to understand what this is, what are the pallets for? What is this area in this business for?
So this is a pallet yard. So we all know what pallets are for. That's where they load stuff on at grocery stores, wood pallets. I can tell you that right now that there was a building to the east of the pallet yard that has caught fire, and we do have a Circle K and multiple structures that are possible exposures. We are operating in a defensive posture. We are using a big water operation to hit this fire from an elevated position.
Mm-hmm. What about people? Are people in danger there? You said there's a Circle K and another business. Or was everybody out of there, I'm assuming?
Yes, we've evacuated all businesses. The Circle K has been evacuated, has been shut down. As you can see through the shot that I'm seeing right now, we do have our elevated master streams hitting this fire from above.
Can you confirm the name of the business, the name of this pallet yard? Because it looks like there's at least two that are adjacent to each other in this area.
Yeah, I don't have the name right now. The sign has completely burned off, but I can tell you that the business portion, the office portion, did catch fire, and we are currently attacking that. And that was to the east of the pallet fire. We do have exposures to the west and to the south of this pallet yard, and right now we are setting up for exposure protection. Like I had reiterated, we are currently at a third alarm.
Captain, you mentioned that Circle K. Should we be worried about that? That's a gas station right next to this huge fire. Do you have that relatively under control, or are we still worried about?
Yes, we do. We have a ladder truck in between the Circle K and the pallet yard, and they are getting, right now they are operating from that elevated position, working on achieving fire control. We do actually have, it looks like a steel yard in between, kind of a buffer zone from that Circle K to the pallet yard, and we're using that kind of as a barrier, as a fire line.
Yeah, the pallets that are there at this business, obviously fuel for this fire. Any idea how many were there?
I don't know. From what I'm seeing and what you guys are all seeing from the aerial shot is that this looked like a pretty big yard, and it took off rather quickly. We went from a first alarm to a third alarm in probably less than 5 minutes. And the reason why we're doing that is that because we like to layer our resources. These firefighters are going to be out here fighting this, and they're going to recycle in and out. So we want to have these trucks on standby so we can recycle these crews in and out so there is no break in our firefight.
In terms of the conditions on the ground, we do see some smoke kind of wafting in a particular direction. I've been talking with Royal here. I think Royal said the wind is only about 5 miles an hour. Not too breezy out there. That's got to be good for you guys, right?
Absolutely. Wind definitely does play a major factor in these. And like I said, it is about 5 miles an hour. In situations like this, even a little wind can make a big difference. So we do have our ladder companies in between these other businesses protecting these exposures.
So 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye, I can't think of that area off the top of my head, but homes, obviously that can see this fire from where they are. Are there any in close proximity to here? And do you have a message for folks who have a home or living in this area and see this? What should they be doing tonight?
So this is a highly industrial area. Okay. We have steel yards, we have pallet yards. So there aren't any homes here. Okay. But what we do have here, we do have businesses. So we are going to do our best to protect these businesses and any kind of company that's adjacent to this fire right now.
Captain Todd, I just was handed a note that said our crews in the newsroom saw like an explosion of some sort around, about 8:20 or so. Do you have any reports of that or any idea what that might have been?
I can tell you that listening to the radio traffic, we did get reports of explosions. At that point, we did back out a little bit. I'm currently looking at this fire right now, and we do have some sort of, looks like propane tank. At that point, command did balance to a hazardous material assignment, so we do have hazardous material crews on scene to mitigate those dangers.
So I've been here trying to make some calls, trying to figure out exactly what the business is. I call the business name Southwest Forest Products. Apparently that's the one next door. I reached one of the employees there. They said they've got folks that can see the fire. They're very concerned. They're sending their employees there to help folks get out of the way. Is there any concern about evacuations or anything like that?
So, like I said, this is kind of a business area, so we're anticipating that these businesses have been shut down for the day, but we will confirm the businesses and companies that are adjacent to this, and we will evacuate those. I can tell you that we do have units staged at this Circle K that is on the southwest corner, and that has been evacuated and shut down.
Captain, my last question here is, this is an industrial area, few businesses around it. Is there any speculation on what could have caused this?
At this point, I do not have the answer to that question. Once we get fire control, we will have the Phoenix Fire Investigation Task Force come out to determine a cause.
Okay.
But a fire of this magnitude with so many flames, this is going to be, you're going to be out there a long time, I would imagine, yes?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think on something like this. You got the wood, you got all these embers. These guys, these firefighters are going to be doing overhaul throughout the entire night to make sure that all extinguishment has been achieved. Right now, I'm looking at this business, and this is definitely going to be something that we're going to have to break down and get an effective and achieve fire control on everything out here.
All right, Captain Todd Keller with us live from the Phoenix Fire Department. We really appreciate it. We continue to look at live pictures of this fire burning near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road, burning in a very industrial area just south of a Circle K. The camera's panning a little bit. We've got Michael Raimondi, I believe, on the ground. We sent Michael out there, raced out there to the scene. Michael, I see the flames behind you. What are you seeing?
Hey, so we are on 35th Avenue between Lower Buckeye and Durango. The road is shut down in this area. People all around us really just trying to get a visual of what's happening here behind us. Yeah, you can see the glow from that pellet fire here right behind us. And there's just all these businesses in this area surrounding where that fire is happening. If you actually pan over to the right, you can see some fire crews up on top of a ladder right now, shooting water down from a hose onto the fire. And yeah, it looks like you can obviously see the glow. You can see the smoke from the night sky, but you can also just see the tips of some of the flames. We have a lot of fencing and buildings in between us and where the fire is actually burning right now at this time. Just to our left right now, actually, police are starting to block off the street. Some people were working their way further south towards Lower Buckeye, and it looks like police do not want people going any closer to where this fire is burning here tonight. So again, 35th Avenue, it was really just a headache getting down to this area. A lot of people, a lot of closures, and then fire trucks and ambulances really from all directions just finding their way down here to really just try and help with whatever they can do at this point. So again, they're just putting police tape across, shutting 35th Avenue down. Again, a lot of businesses in this area and industrial parks really within a mile radius of where this fire is burning. I know Todd was just mentioning that Circle K just south of here. We can't even get to that gas station at this point because they have just blocked the road. So that is what we're seeing here right now. Again, fire hoses, fire ladders up on top, spraying down towards the fire. And we just got here minutes ago, so we're going to work to get some more information. I'll talk to some of the police officers here on scene, and we'll keep you updated here on Arizona's Family.
It looks like they've cut the power, obviously, to that area. I see some shadows of people behind you. Are any of the business owners still in the area, maybe asking questions, trying to figure out what has happened here?
That I have not heard anyone say, like, I'm a business owner directly. I think these are a lot of people who were driving through the area, couldn't get through, maybe were stopping by at some of the businesses, but most of the businesses here right around the fire are closed. Do not see anyone parked in those parking lots at this point. I think a lot of these are 9 to 5 businesses where their customers are coming during the day. A lot of them, again, industrial, looking for parts, pieces for machinery and different things like that. So at this point, again, we just got here a few minutes ago. So I'm going to start talking to some of the people that Yetta just mentioned were around us, and we'll see if we can get any information, see what they were seeing before we got here, and we'll, of course, keep you updated.
Yeah, Michael, if you see a business called Southwest Forest Products, see if you can check in with them, because I spoke with an employee of that business, which is apparently right next door to this fire. They also sell pallets, ironically. There are more than one company in this area that sells pallets, and the gentleman that I spoke with on the phone basically said there were employees in his business next door. They were very concerned. He was racing back to the scene, trying to help gather them and get things all squared away. But just certainly an incredible scene that we're looking at from up above. Michael, do you have any sense on the height of these flames? I mean, it looks like these flames are going 10 plus feet in the air.
Oh yeah, I think that's for certain, Derek. You can't even see them because of some of the buildings here, but when they do top off and kind of flare up, they're clearing the buildings here in front of us, and I'd say those are easily 10 feet or so. And obviously they're in the distance, which sometimes can make it a little more difficult to sense how tall it is. But at the same time, I mean, look, whether you're looking from the chopper or looking from down here on the ground, there's definitely some height to these flames, and I think that's why you're seeing Phoenix fire crews so high on the ladders. I mean, they're not up a few feet, they're up 20, 30, maybe even 40 feet, depending on, which ladder it is up right now. It looks like from here, I think I can see two different ladders. One looks like they're facing away from us, and one's kind of perpendicular to where we are at this point. So yeah, definitely some tall flames here, and you can definitely feel the heat and smell that smoke from where we are.
Oh yeah, I bet. So we've got a situation here with a third alarm fire, 35th Avenue in Lower Buckeye, and the fire PIO told us that this is going to be considered a hazmat situation. We had a report of at least one explosion, possibly more explosions, around 8:20 this
Derek,
afternoon.
We actually got to let you guys go right now.
All right, Michael.
They're
Raimondi,
actually going to move the media
it.
closer, so we're going to let you guys go.
Okay, we'll take those live pictures again if you're just joining us. A massive pallet fire burning near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. As we heard our captain say from Phoenix Fire, it's a 3-alarm fire. There were multiple explosions reported right before this fire exploded in size here. They're expecting to be in this area for a very long time. The good news is there are no homes in this area. This is mainly an industrial area. Most of the businesses surrounding this pallet fire company have been shut down. As you can see from Michael's shot, the power has been shut off as well. So we're going to stay on this, starting up with our 9 o'clock news in case you missed what has been going on here. But this fire started around 8 o'clock. Yeah,
right around 8 o'clock. Explosions around 8:20. Again, a Circle K not far away, but firefighters are taking a defensive stance and protecting that gasoline source at all costs. We are going to continue to monitor this, and we will be right back with more news at the top of the 9 o'clock.